Hey, my beautiful friends. Okay, happy November. And I can't believe it's the 15th and we're halfway through November already. And Thanksgiving is like next week. I'm like, what happened to 2021? It's awesome and crazy. It has gone by so freaking fast. And you guys, Blake and I just got back from a fabulous weekend celebrating our 10-year anniversary. We just did like a little staycation. And I just wanted to share a couple of tips that I have for traveling and sticking to your healthy goals. Okay. So, first and foremost, if I'm going to share a couple of tips, if you're like, okay, well, I'm staying in a hotel and I'm not even going to have a car versus like, I'm going to be staying at someone in my family's house and I do have a car, but like food isn't really in my control, right? Like it's someone else's fridge, it's someone else's kitchen, it's someone else's pantry, it's someone else's thing. Okay. So I'm going to cover the whole spectrum and things that I have found that work for me. Okay. Because Blake and I visit family a lot. We've traveled a lot. We've had a lot of practice and a lot of experience. Okay. So first and foremost, if you are staying in a hotel where they don't even have a fridge, I learned a little secret. You can ask for a fridge. And 99% of the time, they will have a fridge for you if you ask for one. Not all most hotel rooms will have one already in the room, but if they don't have one, you can ask. And most likely they will have one for you. So that's pretty rad. And I love when I'm staying in a hotel to do Instacart. If you've never heard of that before, I know I've talked about it a million times, but just in case you're new here, you've never heard me talk about it before, it's a grocery delivery service. It's basically like Amazon Prime, but it's for groceries and they deliver to your house in 2 hours. Okay. It's the best. It absolutely saves my life as a mom of 3. I never go to the grocery store anymore, like ever, unless I want a reason to get out of the house. So you literally just go to instacart.com and you type in where you want it delivered. So when I'm at a hotel, I just literally Google the address of the hotel and I put that address in and it pulls up the local grocery stores to me and I can shop at that grocery store. So I just click the grocery store and then I type in whatever it is that I want. So like my go-tos when we're traveling, I love to have options for breakfast, lunch, and snacks. I know typically I'm probably going to do dinner with other people, or we'll go somewhere, or I'll do Uber Eats or whatever, right? But breakfast, lunch, and snacks, I'm good to do on my own, right? So for me, I love to have Shakeology with me when I travel, and just in case you don't know this, they do have individual serving packets of Shakeology. So if you're like I drink Shakeology every single day, I need it with me. I would love to have it when I travel. You can change your order I normally get a bag, but next month I know I'm going to be traveling. So this month I want to change it to packets instead. And you'll get 24 individually wrapped packets. It's obviously not as cost effective. We most of the time get the serving size of 30, right? Because it's a bag with 30 servings versus 24 individually wrapped packets. So not as cost effective because it costs more to like individually wrap. Not as many servings, but very nice for when you're traveling. And all of the seasonal flavors. So right now, peppermint mocha is out. Those always come in packets. Those don't come in bags. So if I ever get like a seasonal flavor, that's an awesome option too. And I have that for 6 months or whatever until it expires that I can also use for when I'm traveling, right? So that's during Christmas time, that's peppermint mocha. During the summer, that's salted caramel. And then sometimes they have pumpkin spice in the fall. This year they didn't have it though, but who knows, maybe they'll bring it back one day. I love to have Shakeology for breakfast though, because especially when I'm traveling, it really helps me. And honestly, I like to have it at home with like peanut butter and coconut oil and half of a frozen banana, and I blend it and it's all delightful and tastes like ice cream. When I'm traveling though, I literally just buy almond milk, shake it in my shaker cup and drink it. It's not that delicious, but it starts my day out good. It fills me up for a little bit and it helps me, right? And almond milk There are some kinds that you need to have refrigerated, and there are some kinds that can be stored just at room temperature, unless the seal is broken and it's been opened, right? So I will order some from Instacart. I will order the kind that it doesn't need to be refrigerated and it can stay out, right? So that I at least have some almond milk with me to have my Shakeology every day, okay? I also love to have fruits and vegetables. Those are easy peasy go-tos, right? So, and I personally love to have as many as I can that stay on the pantry shelves. So, because those fridges in hotels are tiny, right? They're tiny. So I love to go to apples, bananas, pears, clementines, those types of fruits, right? And then vegetables, I love to get grape tomatoes, because I don't know if you know this, but tomatoes they're actually not supposed to be refrigerated. They actually taste better and they keep their tasty juiciness if you leave them room temperature. So grape tomatoes or larger tomatoes, and like bring a paring knife with a cap. Obviously you can't do that if you're flying because they'll, confiscate that knife, but you can totally bring that if you're driving, right? Or you can get some plastic silverware from Instacart too, right? I also love to get like sugar snap peas, carrots. I love to get deli meat, just like a bag sliced deli meat with string cheese, bell peppers. Sometimes they have the options where they're already chopped for you, so you don't have to worry about prepping it. And I just order a whole bunch of this type of stuff. There's even been times that I order cereal and some milk, right? So that we can have something for breakfast. And we don't have to like, oh, the hotel isn't providing breakfast, or it only is from this time to this time and that doesn't work for me, or whatever, right? So those are wheat thins. Wheat thins is another thing that I love to get. That's another go-to. Okay. So for me, that covers basically breakfast, lunch, and snacks. Because and salad kits too. Sometimes I'll get the salad kits, not that are just in a bag, because then I'm gonna have to find a bowl, but I'll get the ones that are in a bowl already. And 99% of the time it's an accident if it doesn't happen. Those include a fork as well. So you don't even have to buy utensils or whatever. So I'll also buy salad kits. So with all those things that I just named, like I could totally have Shakeology for breakfast with some fruit. I can have a salad kit with Shakeology for lunch. If I didn't have Shakeology for breakfast, maybe I had cereal or whatever. Maybe I bought oatmeal packets and had that in my hotel room, because 99% of the time hotel rooms have coffee mugs, right? And you can use those coffee mugs for cereal or for oatmeal or whatever. And then I also have a ton of snacks with the fruits I got, the vegetables I got, string cheese, deli meat, whatever, right? I also love to bring beach bars with me. They are super, super delicious, and they're very high in protein, very low in sugar, very high in fiber, and they taste delicious, and they're a really perfect snack bar. Okay. So when I'm traveling, those are my go-tos. And then I also always buy Ziploc bags as well, that I just have Instacart delivered to me. And so that I can pack my own veggie bags and whatever on the go. And I do this all the time, like whether I'm going to a conference thing for work, or whether I'm visiting family, or whether we're doing like a fun staycation thing or whatever. Instacart is my best friend and they will literally deliver it to your hotel door. Sometimes I've had to go meet them in the lobby, which is kind of annoying because then you have to like lug all the things up the elevator. But I've also had it where they will totally come to my door, and I just type in the room number in the like leave instructions thing when I'm placing my order, and they will come straight to my hotel room door and bring everything. And it is absolutely lovely and magical and fabulous. Before I move on, I saw something in the chat. Almond milk plus vegan Shakeology plus a dash of cinnamon tastes like horchata. Awesome. So yes, I don't know. I mean, if you're traveling, I don't personally buy spices, but you could totally bring some, or you could buy some if you like really, really want some. So yes, that is some hotel tips when you've got a fridge. Okay. Let's chat. Okay. I'm going somewhere to someone else's house. Okay. When I'm traveling. Or you know you're going to be having lunch with them or whatever. You can still take the things that I said previously and just, I know we're going to have lunch there, or I know we're going to have dinner there, and look at the menu before you go. I know we're going to go here. Do they have healthy options there? And, or do they have something that I really, really want? And one thing, even when I was following Ultimate Portion Fix, Autumn's nutrition program, I would always do 2B Mindset when I was traveling, just because it was so much easier, right? So I would always make sure I had water first, and I would always make sure I had a good amount of vegetables. And I would choose, if I know, like, okay, we're going, hardly ever did we go somewhere for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was always typically like, we go somewhere for breakfast and dinner, or we go somewhere for lunch and dinner, but breakfast is going to be on our own or whatever. There are those sometimes occasions where you're going to go somewhere for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But if you can look at the menu beforehand and pick, okay, at this place, this thing is what I want to splurge on. And sometimes that's breakfast, sometimes that's lunch, and sometimes that's dinner, right? And if you pick that one meal that you're like, no, like I really want this specific thing from this specific place because I don't get to have it very often, then girlfriend, boyfriend, you get that. You do it, you enjoy it, and you have zero guilt about it. And then the other two places that you're like, we're going, or other one place or whatever, can you make a healthy choice? Can you make a healthier choice? Can you choose? For example, we went to Cubby's this 2 weekends ago when we were in Utah, and that is like my favorite place with my husband. And I don't really like hamburgers, but I love Cubby's. So good, so good. Okay. And I also love their buffalo blue cheese fries. Okay. And I love their whoopie pies as well. And I know I always get them for my children and for Blake, but who's the one who really eats more of it? Oh, me. It's fine. We're fine. Right. So this time when we went, I love their buffalo blue cheese fries. I love their hamburgers. I love their whoopie pies. I got a buffalo blue cheese salad, no fries, no hamburger, no whoopie pie. We did order crumble that day. Okay. And I did enjoy myself a crumble cookie that day. But I still got the taste of the buffalo blue cheese in my salad, and I didn't have any hamburger, and you know what? I survived. Right. So sometimes just making those small and simple sacrifices for your long-term goals is totally, totally worth it. And honestly, it might be that type of vacation where you're like, really, I don't care. I don't care if I gain weight, because I want to enjoy all of these flavors. And yep, I do. And that's fine too. Just going into it without the guilt. Okay. Without the guilt. It just depends on, what are my goals? I want to go on vacation and I want to stick to my healthy goals. I want to go on vacation and I want to lose weight, or I want to go on vacation and I want to maintain my weight, or I want to go on vacation and I want to enjoy all of the flavors. Okay, cool. Then do it. Right. But speaking from personal experience, there's a huge difference between, I want to enjoy these specific flavors and I'm going to binge on all of these things because I already screwed up anyways. Huge difference. Huge difference. Okay. So if I'm going somewhere fabulous where I know my mother-in-law is going to make her amazing Cool Whip, right? That's not what it is. Whipped cream. I always say the wrong thing. I'm going to enjoy myself some, right? But there's a huge difference between, I'm going to have a very reasonable slice of pumpkin pie with a very generous helping of whipped cream, and I'm going to enjoy that. Or maybe I just really want her whipped cream and I don't really care about the pie. I'm going to put raspberries and blueberries and blackberries in a cup, and I'm going to top that cup with a shiz ton of whipped cream because that's what I really enjoy, and I'm going to eat that till I am just happy, and it's going to be great, right? You can make reasonable choices, right? But that doesn't mean when I'm at my mother-in-law's house for Thanksgiving that I also need to indulge on every single cheese and cracker slice that's out on the counter, or the pieces of candy that are out on the counter. And I need to have a whole sandwich instead of just a half a sandwich. And there is a veggie plate, but I'm not going to touch that because those are not the things that I'm craving right now. I want that instead, right? You can still enjoy the flavors that you want while making good and healthy decisions and watching your portions and choosing water first and making sure you sneak in some veggies and have veggies be your first bite, right? Whether or not you're following 2B mindset. I love, 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 love to use the 2B mindset principles when I'm traveling, right? To help me make better choices. And if you're unfamiliar with 2B mindset, the other two principles are to track every bite, right? So yeah, I enjoyed myself some turkey and some cranberry sauce and some stuffing and some salad and some whatever. But I took a picture of it before I ate it so that later I could track what I ate. And okay, I'm going back for more. Did I really do the more sure model? And if you're unfamiliar with what that is, that's Alana's, one of her theories, right? If you want more, absolutely, sure, go get more. But can you be smart about it? Can you have water first? Can you have your first bite be vegetables? Then have some more protein, then have some more carbs versus I want more and then heap your plate up with stuffing and mashed potatoes and sweet potato pie and another slice of apple pie, right? Or whatever. Can I be smart about it? Can I have water first? Can I have some green bean casserole first? Okay, now can I have some more turkey? And then just really making sure you're filling yourself up with the good stuff and not just overindulging on all the sweets, treats, and things that are not helping you with your ultimate goals, right? So that's some thoughts there. When it comes to being at someone else's house, and I know I played this card for years and years and years. Okay. My husband and I have been married for 10 years and his family is really good at providing the stuff that tempts the crap out of me. Okay. That's putting it nicely. All right. And I totally blamed it on his family for my reasons why I couldn't be successful. It's their house, it's their pantry. She purposefully bought all the things that I love. And if I'm not going to eat them, who will? And now I feel all guilty because she bought them for me. She was trying to be nice and now I got to eat them and whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's not my fault. It's theirs. And I would literally like gain 5 freaking pounds every single time we went to my in-laws house for like a 2-day weekend. I'm not exaggerating. Okay. So when it comes to being at someone else's house and when it comes to committing to yourself and your health, I just have to remember the thing that really helps me is what's the purpose of me eating this way? Right. And I just really had to dig deep and realize that I'm not eating healthy and exercising every day to look a certain way. I am exercising and eating healthy to feel a certain way. And when I eat like garbage, I feel like garbage. And when I feel like garbage and I'm blaming it on my family-in-law, but I'm doing it in their good name, right? Like they bought it for me. Now I need to eat it for them. Guess who I'm starting to resent? Them. Because I'm placing all the blame out here. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. When really, no, it's not. I'm the one who chose to eat it. I'm the one who chose to eat the entire bag of Flaming Hot Cheetos instead of just a couple of servings of them, right? Yes, they bought it for me, but do I have to eat the whole bag today? No, I don't, right? She made banana cookies just for me because she knows I love them. Can I enjoy one and be happy about that? Or do I have to eat 10 in a day? No, I don't need to do that, right? That's not anyone else's fault but my own, right? So just really stopping the blame game, stopping the, hey, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. You're not helping me get to my goals. And instead turning that finger here. If I want to accomplish my goals, it's up to me. And guess what happened when I started to change that script? When I started to say, no, thank you, I'm okay. Was there a little kickback? Honestly, there still is a little kickback sometimes. My brother-in-law still makes comments sometimes of like, you are like the most disciplined person I know. And I, thank you very much, right? And you're like, are you sure you don't want just one? It's blah, blah, blah's birthday, or it's blah, blah, blah's special occasion, or it's Christmas. Just have one. That I just I'm okay. I'm okay. And I don't have some fabulous, grandiose argument and it doesn't turn into this dramatic thing. It just is I'm okay. Thanks though. Right. Or yes, I absolutely want one. Pass it over and I'll have one and I will enjoy the crap out of it. Right. So just finding that place for you of unapologetically, no, thank you. I don't want any. And guess what? No is a complete sentence. You don't have to have a disclaimer. You don't have to have a beautiful thought out reason. No, thank you. Okay, that's good enough. And you can just keep repeating it. No, thank you. Are you sure? I'm good. Thank you. Right? Or absolutely, I want a little bit. And you get yourself some and you enjoy it. You enjoy every bite. Or you do the 3-bite rule, right? Where first bite's to taste it and to love it. Second bite's to really be in that moment. And third bite is to say goodbye, right? And you can absolutely get a slice of your favorite this or that or whatever. And do you have to finish every bite on the plate? I'm talking to myself here too. No, you don't. Even if that's how you were raised. No, you don't. You are allowed to listen to your stomach. You are allowed to stop when you're done. You are allowed to do the 3-bite rule. You are allowed to have 1 bite to taste. You are allowed to do those things. And guess what? If you throw it away in the garbage, some homeless person somewhere will probably find it and be so thankful for you because you gave them a wonderful Thanksgiving meal. Okay. Okay. All right. So when it comes to being in someone else's home, don't play the blame game. Don't point fingers, turn it really on yourself. And if it's important for you to make healthy choices, I don't know about you, but 99% of the time when I'm traveling to someone else's home, they ask me what kind of foods I want. And they say, what does your family eat? What can I grocery shop for you? What can I buy while you're here? Right? And so I tell them, and guess what? If I don't tell them about the healthy stuff that I need and want, is that their fault? No, it's not. It's my fault. And sometimes they pay for it themselves and they refuse to let me pay them back. And sometimes I Venmo them or whatever for the cost of their groceries, right? If we're staying at their home. And if I don't give them a healthy grocery list, that ain't on them. That's on me. Can I provide my family with healthy breakfast, lunch, snacks, and then splurge on dinner? Absolutely. Absolutely. Or splurge on lunch or splurge on whatever it is. Okay. If I'm staying at someone else's house, can I volunteer to make something one time? Or do I have to just sit there and serve me? Right. That's totally one of my husband's and my hacks for when we visit my mom's house, especially. Can we help make food? It's mainly because my mom's not that great of a cook, but we also like to make the healthy foods that we enjoy. Right. And so we absolutely volunteer. You need to buy this and this and this and this. How many people are we serving, right? But you can absolutely volunteer. One of the nights or one of the lunches or one of the breakfasts, can I help cook for you? And they're grateful that you're willing to serve, right? And you can pick it and you can breadcrumb whether or not they're the healthiest people on the planet that you're going to visit. You can breadcrumb and be this good example that healthy foods don't have to taste like broiled chicken and steamed broccoli, right? Like it can be healthy and taste absolutely delicious and satisfying, right? So volunteer to make something, give them the grocery list for the things that you enjoy and Venmo them the money that they're going to go get it for you and have healthy options in their fridge for you, right? And also, you can still Instacart when you're at someone else's house. If they don't do those types of things, whether you're at a hotel or not, obviously it's going to be a little interesting if they don't make room in their fridge for you. But if they're making room in their home for you, chances are they would be willing to make room in their fridge for you. Okay. And if not, again, you can just do mainly pantry stuff. Okay. And you can still do an Instacart and just get things yourself. Or if you have a car, you drove there, you can obviously stop at the store one day and go get something and bring it there yourself. Okay. I think sometimes, myself included, I've totally used to be this person. I would be traveling, I would go to someone else's house and I would just point all the fingers. It's not my fault. I'm not in control. It's their house, it's their food, it's their pantry. I'm not in control. That is absolutely false. That is BS. Okay. You absolutely have the control because you can absolutely buy the food yourself or ask Ask. Have you ever asked them to make healthy choices while you're there, right? And it just reminds me, it's kind of interesting because the more we are passionate about something, the easier we are to ask for things, right? Like if someone was bullying your child, you would have absolutely no qualms standing up for your kid and like, hey, yo, you don't talk to my kid like that, right? Or whatever, right? When you're super religious, I had a very like real example growing up in California where my friends would take the Lord's name in vain all the time. And I asked them as a little 7-year-old, 8-year-old, I don't really like it when you say that word. Can you please say, oh my goodness, or oh my gosh, when you're around me instead? And I'm like this little 8-year-old baller, so dang proud of myself. And guess what? They absolutely respected my wishes because that was something I was passionate about. When you're passionate about eating to feel good and fuel yourself well, guess what? You can absolutely say, hey, when you're around me, I am really trying hard to make healthier choices. Can we have this instead of this? Will you make sure to buy this for me and I'll pay you back? When we're having dinner, can we go here instead because they have a healthier option that I can choose from, right? Ask for what you need, ask for what you want, and don't play the blame game of it's their fault because they made me do that, or they made me choose this, or they didn't provide it for me, or they didn't, right? You got to ask for what you want. You got to ask for what you need. And you got to be willing to stand up for it, right? Because why? Why does it matter to you? Why is it important to you? And just really remembering that when you're traveling, okay? Last tip that I have for you, and this is more of a personal Bryn choice. You don't have to do this. Alana actually doesn't suggest that you do this, but I bring my scale with me when I travel. And I weigh myself every single day even when I'm traveling. I just have a cheapo Walmart scale. It was like $14. Maybe you don't have that. Maybe your scale is super fancy schmancy and you're like, it's glass. I'm not bringing my scale with me when I travel. You can absolutely have a travel scale. Go to Walmart, buy a scale for $14 and have it be your travel scale. If this is something that like, I want to try that because it absolutely helps me make better choices when I'm traveling. It absolutely helps me when do I want dessert at this place or no? Nope. I'm getting on the scale tomorrow. And I know I've eaten out at 3 places when I normally don't eat out at 3 places. So I know that's kind of already working against me. Okay, nope, I don't need to do that. Okay, I can do dinner and then, okay, I can snack better. Okay, I can order a salad instead of a hamburger at this place. Okay, I can be done eating because I'm not hungry, I'm just bored, right? It totally helps me make better choices when I bring my scale with me on vacation and weigh myself every single day, okay? So again, that's not something Alana says. Alana says just, you don't need to bring it. Don't worry about it. Just make sure you weigh yourself on the day you leave and get back on the day you come back. But I personally love to have it with me because it helps me make better choices every single day versus just, yeah, I'm going to enjoy myself for 7 days and then I'm going to be terrified to get on that 7th day, right? It helps me make better choices every single day. So just a little Bryn plug. That's something that I love to do. Cool. So those are my travel tips and my travel hacks, the things that I have found. But I want to open it up to you guys because you guys have had traveling experiences as well. Does anybody have anything they want to either ask or add, or things that you found that have really, really helped you when you're traveling? Any questions, any thoughts, any clarifications? You can just unmute yourself or type in the chat if that makes you uncomfortable.
I have one.
Yeah, girl.
I love bringing water bottles because then I can just dump my Energize or whatever in the water bottle, shake it up and go. So that's what I like to do, is have just those big multi-packs that you can get at Sam's Club or Costco. Just buy a couple of those, take those with me, and then I just have it and I'm ready to go.
Yes, I love that too. And thank you for saying that, because it totally made me realize that I didn't even share one thing that I wanted to say. When you're traveling, I don't know if you guys know this, but with Beachbody On Demand, you can totally download the workouts before you go. So even if you're going to Lake Powell, even if you're going camping, even no matter where you're going, you can download the workouts before you go. So that even if you don't have Wi-Fi or you're not sure how dependable the Wi-Fi is going to be or whatever, The workouts are there and it stays on your device for as long as you have the device and as long as you have Beachbody On Demand. So like, for example, I downloaded an Insanity Max 30 and an 80-day obsession workout in like 2018 when I went to Disneyland with my family. It's still on the iPad. Okay. Because I still have that iPad and I still have Beachbody On Demand. It's still there. Okay. And I downloaded it almost 4 years ago. Okay. So freaking rad to have that as an option. And it's so fun. Sometimes I think, especially when we're traveling and staying at someone else's house, sometimes I think we get all like, but I don't want to work on, but I have made it, not all the time, but most of the time, we have turned it into a family event. They're like, hey, we're going to get our workout on. Does anybody want to join us? And we interrupt our program. We don't do what we were going to do normally. Sometimes we like swap it up so that it's more like friendly for, okay, we can't all be using, there's 5 of us working out. We can't all share the 5, 10, 12 pound weights, right? So we're going to choose something with no equipment. We're going to choose something a little easier, right? We're going to choose something, whatever, but it has totally turned into some of my favorite memories when we're traveling. When I go downstairs, and there was one time that we were traveling and we did like a big boys trip with Blake's roommates and whatever, when we were dating. And there was like 6 of us just like doing turbo fire in my mother-in-law's basement. And it was a blast. Still to this day, it is one of my favorite memories. Okay. And last Christmas, we were at my mom's house and we totally busted out size with my sister-in-law, or my stepsister, who like does not have any rhythm at all. But we had a blast, right? It was so dang fun. And Blake's over there dancing by the Christmas tree, and my mom's right here by the fireplace, just doing her own thing. And it was a blast. Okay. So just remembering that when you're traveling, you can absolutely still work out. That's why Beachbody On Demand is so amazing. You don't have to go find the gym. You can literally do it in your house, and you can invite other people to do it with you and turn it into something that's way fun. And it's turned into this whole thing that me and my family now do when we're all together for Thanksgiving. We plan, what workout are we going to do, what time, and we make it a big thing to all work out together on Thanksgiving Day. And it's so fun, right? And sometimes it's a little awkward, especially when you're in someone else's house and you know it's not your space or whatever. There have been times like 2 weeks ago when I was at my mom's house. They have my sister and brother-in-law and their 2 kiddos downstairs in their basement. So I cannot be jumping around and doing my workout at 5 o'clock in the morning like I like to. My brother-in-law would kill me, and I don't want that, right? And my stepdad doesn't like that either, because they sleep in and it's fine, right? So I got to get creative and I got to go outside and work out on the porch in 46 degrees. I did get sweaty though. I warmed up real quick, right? So sometimes we have to get creative, and sometimes we have to do things outside of the norm. And guess what? Sometimes those are the most memorable things too. When you're like, I've never done this before, but I'm going to work out on the porch at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't wake up my brother-in-law. My mom didn't even know I was out there, and it turned out great, right? So just getting creative and remembering that you have the power, right? I'm not going to blame anybody else. I'm going to take this on me to live the healthy life that I want. Okay, Jess, yes.
Is the download, is that just on a tablet or your phone? Can you download on, it is, right?
Yeah.
I thought I looked one time for my computer and it won't let you do it on a laptop.
Yeah, good clarification. It's only from a tablet or your phone. It won't let you do it on a computer. So that's kind of a bummer, but it's also kind of nice. 90% of the time when I'm traveling, I'll do it from my phone anyway, so that I can have my AirPods in, so that I can actually hear it and I'm not disrupting all the other people around me, right? So then it works really nice from your phone. But yeah, you can't download it on a computer. So.
Well, the other thing I was going to say, so I sometimes don't plan ahead with my Shakeology, and I legit get the Zippy out and scoop in like how many scoops of how many days I'm going to be gone, and a little extra just in case, and then put the spoon in, or the little
scoop
measuring thing, the scoop, in the little plastic bag, and go all old school.
Yes.
and like it's coming, and I don't have the individual bags, but I just make it myself and be like, okay, here's my Shakeology bag, and here's my Energize this and my that, and I have all these little baggies full of stuff, and I shove them inside the shaker cup that I'm taking, and and they come with me, and even when I forget to plan ahead.
Yes. Yes. No, that is great. That is great tips. And I love that. So thank you for bringing that up. I've totally done that a million times too, where I have not planned ahead. And so I just, yep, throw the scoop in there with it. And I've totally just because they have individual serving size of Energize and Recover as well. But honestly, I don't really do that. I just bring the whole tub. Just a disclaimer, if you're flying, put it on your checked bag, not your carry-on. They always test it. They always test it. if it's in your carry-on. It's kind of annoying unless it's in like this individual serving sizes, they won't test it then. But if it's a tub, they just make sure it's not an explosive, whatever. So just a little disclaimer there. So yeah, love that, Jess. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, one thing I thought of too is if you're going on a road trip, honestly, I just being full disclaimer, I am terrible when we're in the car. Yeah, that's it. I love to stop at the gas station and indulge in flaming hot Cheetos and all the sour candies. So I'm not the best person.
I have a lot of nails.
Okay, go get the nail clippers there on the blanket basket.
Mom, I'm hungry.
Okay, Daddy's downstairs. Go ask him for a snack.
You're not watching the movie.
I'm almost done talking to my friends and then I'll watch it with you, okay? My daughter has become obsessed with Twilight and it makes me so happy because I love Twilight. It makes me happy. Okay, I'll come help you in just a sec. Okay, close the door.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, as we are in our normal life, where you're trying to tell the people around you, hey, this is what I'm doing and I would love your support, telling the people you're traveling with as well, so that way they're helping you make good choices instead of being like, oh my gosh, we need to hit every single crumble cookie as we drive, and we need to stop at all the different places, and and have them help be part of the process instead of the constantly making it difficult for you to make good choices. Because when the people around me know, they're way more helpful than if I'm secretly trying to make good choices and they're not able to help. So
Absolutely. I love that you brought that up. Thank you. And so, yeah, the thing I was going to say real quick about road trips is when I have done the best, it has been when I just made sure and packed the things and just planned ahead, right? Like Autumn's, one of her favorite things is if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail, right? And when I have succeeded, it has been when we left on time for us to stop at Chick-fil-A for lunch, right? Because that's a good stopping point on the drive from Vegas to Utah, right? And I absolutely love their salads and I don't feel sad or deprived. Sweetie, go ask Dad. Please stop. I'm almost done. Go ask Dad. He's downstairs. Sorry. When we stop, I don't feel deprived when I get a Chick-fil-A salad, or if we stop at Jimmy John's and I get an unwich, it's like their sandwiches wrapped in lettuce. It's absolutely delightful, absolutely delicious, right? So like looking forward to those healthy stops where we can stop there and I can make a good choice and I won't feel sad about my life, right? And I bring stuff, we can totally pack a cooler, right? We actually, in our van, we have what's called a cool box. I know not every person has that, but I love it. It's like a cooler in our van that runs off the AC and it's in the front and it's amazing. So if I put like veggies in there, carrots, bell peppers, slices like string cheese. Hello, are you guys learning that I love that stuff, right? If I bring that with me, if I bring apples in the car with me, if I bring a yummy dip to like, okay, I'm going to have some carrots and I get to dip it in the car and I might make a mess, but whatever, it's fine, right? And if I bring those things with me that I know are going to make me happy and help me snack smart, right? Then I don't feel as big of a need to know when we stop at the gas station, I'm going to be starving. And guess what I'm going to grab? Gardettos or Flaming Hot Cheetos and something sour and delicious, right? So when I plan ahead that way, my road trips are so much better. And it also helps a ton when I do like what Jess says, and I actually say it out loud. When I tell Blake, I'm going to eat good on this road trip. I'm going to do well. Okay. And then he actually holds me to it. Right. Or he really actually doesn't. I hold myself to it. But when we get to that grocery store or the gas station or whatever, I'm not gonna like, well, I know I just told you an hour ago that I'm gonna do good, but here's my flaming hot Cheetos, right? Like, no, I said it out loud. So I'm not gonna do that to myself, right? I'm gonna stay true to myself, right? Or even using social media as an accountability partner. I've totally done that too, where like I tell my Instagram story people, guys, I really want to do good on my drive today. So I'm going to take a picture of everything that I eat, right? And just using other people or social media as that accountability partner if you know something is really hard for you and derails you, right? So love these things. Okay, any other questions, tips, tricks, things you've thought of before we end the recording? Okay. Last thing I'll close it off with, and then I'll let you guys go enjoy your travelness, is to use the push-off method. That is something that Alana teaches in her To Be Mindset videos. And it's basically just the concept of like, okay, I love my mother-in-law's whipped cream, but I already allowed myself to have this today. Guess what? That whipped cream is still going to be in the fridge tomorrow. So I'm not going to have it today because I already allowed myself to indulge in this today. I can absolutely have some tomorrow, right? And pushing off that satisfaction or that treat or that whatever for the next day. I can absolutely still have it, but I don't have to have it today. And I think that's one of those traps that I find myself falling into all the time. Oh my gosh, I have to have a peppermint shake every single time I go to Chick-fil-A. They're only seasonal. They're not going to be there forever, right? But it'll be here next year. Maybe I only get to have 2 or 3 this season, but it'll be here again next year, right? And I can buy peppermint ice cream at the grocery store, right? It's not going to kill me, right? Push it off. You don't have to indulge in all the things in all one day, right? I can enjoy this today and I can save this for tomorrow and I can save this for the next day and I can make good choices that make me feel good inside and out. Cool. Okay. I love you. I believe in you. Happy holidays, happy traveling. And I hope that you are able to enjoy the things that you want to enjoy guilt-free and still come out of the holidays, still come out of your traveling season feeling amazing. Okay. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to feel amazing, not to look amazing. That's just an extra perk, right? Okay. I love you guys. I'll see you later.